Hello, welcome back, people. That's I'm Martin.
I'm Paddy.
And today we are going through the weakest detachment that came out over the Christmas period.
Easier 1 out of 10.
The poor Necrons who have struggled all year long, suffering at the bottom of the meta, have now got this pitiful detachment. It's true. They didn't get beat by fucking Assimilation Swarm Nids. So it can't be any good. So you need us.
I think it was the player that I played against. I think he is roughly at the bottom of the rankings for Necrons. I don't think he's a very good player.
No, he's not. So, Starshatter or Starshitter Arsenal.
Starshatter.
So, detachment rule for this one is each time a Necron model from your army makes it an attack, not range or not melee, an attack, and you're on an objective marker, you get +1 to hit. So that's no matter who you are, +1 to hit if you're on an objective. In addition, range weapons from all Necron vehicles and mounted, but not Titanic, have the assault ability.
That's really good.
So it doesn't matter what you are, this detachment, if you're on an objective, +1 to hit, which is already very, very nice. We like that. So comparing it to other detachments that's already come, popular one out there is the Hypertruck detachment. So you'll lose your, now for 2,000 points, 2 units that you can pick up, but you gain this.
So one of the other things as well to note about the detachment rule for this, that a lot of detachments in the Grotmas, they don't benefit, like this part of it doesn't benefit army-wide.
No.
Like for instance, the warrior one, it's just warriors get the benefit of this rule.
Yeah.
Where with Necrons,
and like
everybody gets +1 to hit.
Like the Space Wolf one was like only walkers and infantry and stuff like this.
I mean, like the Space Marine one.
Yeah.
The Psyker one. It's literally only if you have a Psyker attached to the unit.
So good job, Josh Roberts.
Well done.
Doing it good
so
for
you're playing.
But we are extruding Titanic models, which at the moment is the Tesseract Volts are doing the rounds, as well as monoliths.
Yes.
So out goes your Volts and monoliths, but in come all your mounted destroyers, tomb blades, and
tomb stalkers as well, the big walker things.
We'll get onto them because that's the secret sauce there.
Secret sauce.
And then your Necron vehicles, Doomsday Arcs are not moving, and the Silent King now becomes auto-improved.
Yes.
And unkillable.
And being able, I mean, people kind of discount as well being able to advance and shoot.
Yeah.
Like that's really good, especially with Necrons, where you've got quite a lot of rapid fire weapons.
Yeah.
On like things like warriors. So if they're in a battle barge or whatever the transport is, they can still shoot out, can't they? Because it's open topped.
No.
Oh, they can't.
No. Okay. It just gets number of shots in it, stuff like that.
Right. Okay. I thought it was open topped.
So let's go on to enhancements for this detachment. So first one is most 1, 2, 3, 4 enhancements, and the top one is 30 points, which is an expensive one. Dread Magistry, but I killed that. It's an aura, so it goes on a Necron Overlord or Catacomb Command Barge only. So while a friendly Necron unit excluding Titanic is within 60 that bearer, each time model in that unit makes an attack, reroll a hit roll 1 and reroll wound rolls of 1.
That's really good.
So yeah.
Really good. So now, not only are you getting the add 1 to your hit roll and, reroll your hit rolls of 1 and wound rolls of 1, but you're also getting +1 to hit because you're on an objective.
Yep. So very good. If you're not going to take Silent King for the rerolls, you'd take a Command Barge, most likely here. Just because the Command Barge has better mobility, survivability, rather than an Overlord, as well as you got to be from the bearer. Yes, from the bearer. So if you're your tiny little Overlord like that, mixed in with all your warriors, chances are he's not going to be in the right positions. Whereas your barge is wider, bigger.
It's bigger. You can hide it behind a piece of terrain.
Yeah.
You can literally go right and scooch it up into the middle, up into this L shape. You can't claim line of sight on it for whatever reason. Okay, now I've got my 6-inch aura of reroll ones.
Yeah, the barge can quite happily sit behind the wall because of something else we'll get into.
Yeah.
So next enhancement, 15 points. Miniaturized. You can try that.
Miniaturized nebula scope.
Yep. Whatever that said. Necron models only. So range attacks equipped by the bearers. Models in the bearer's unit have the ignore cover ability.
It's really good.
Yes, for 15 points.
So you're looking at, like, say, Tesla. So now with their, you're shooting into, say, Tyranid Warriors with a 4-up armour.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not getting cover now, so you're just on a 4-up armour.
I'll tell you how this is going. This is going on a Locust Destroyer Lord.
Oh,
with 6 destroyers.
Yeah.
So destroyers reroll when you're shooting onto objectives and closest target.
Yep.
They're -2 AP with lethals.
Yep.
So we know armor content's been nerfed recently.
Yep.
So having -2 ignore cover pushes your standard marines up to 5s.
Yep.
2 damage each.
2 damage each.
You're wiping units.
Yeah.
But destroyers will go on. Obviously destroyers as well. Mounted.
Yep.
So get +1 hit.
Yep.
So hit on 2s, reroll on 1s, and then your lord's giving you lethals on 5s and 6s. So
It's pretty good.
very tasty. And guess what? They can fucking advance and do it.
Yeah, they can advance and shoot because they have the assault keyword now. Wonderful.
Next one. They got enhancement named after me.
What's that?
Demanding leader for 10 points.
Yeah.
So Necron models only. In your movement phase, select one friendly Necron vehicle or mounted unit within 6 inches of the bearer. Until its next command phase, that unit can fall back and shoot still. Very good. This shall be going on, most likely for me, a Hexmark Destroyer. So load up and just sit in amongst all the shit.
Yeah.
And just allowing me to get something out and shoot.
Yeah.
Destroyers, or even the king if I don't want him trapped in combat,
Yeah.
taking minuses.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Doomsday Arcs, brass weapons.
Yeah, because
Fair
obviously they can't shoot stuff that's in combat, so if they're able to fall back and still shoot, they can then shoot the things that they're in combat
And
with
guess
initially.
what? If that Doomsday Arc was on objective and fell back,
It's getting +1 to hit as well.
so you can still fall back, shoot and hit on 2s.
Wonderful. Great fun. And that's the cheapest enhancement. 10 points.
10 points, auto improved. And the last one, Triomentin something fields. Triofields. 25 points. Necron model only. In your command phase, select one vehicle or mounted unit within 6. Until you start the next command phase, subtract 1 from the damage of that attack against that model. So again, this is part of the Silent King being unkillable.
Yep.
This detachment. So you put this on again like a hex mark, for example, near the king. If the king gets targeted, you -1 damage it.
Yeah.
You have a reanimator sat there with him as well, so he's then healing 2d3. And then when we look at strats, there's strats you can do will benefit him as well.
What you got to remember as well with that, you can't just go, oh yeah, like you're targeting it, I'm just going to make it -1 damage. Like you have to select that during your command phase. It's
Yes.
like, right, okay, I've got X, Y, and Z units. I'm going to make Silent King that's within 6 -1 damage.
Yeah.
So at least then it's not going to be a gotcha moment
No.
where you're like, right, okay, I'm going to target Silent King, and then Martin goes, gotcha, you're -1 damage. So none of that bullshit.
There's that. That is 25 points.
It is.
So we've got a 5 point, a 25, 15 and a 10.
Yes.
The 10 and 15 are auto improved for me.
Yeah.
And then the
I would
rerolls depends if the king's in the list or not.
I would probably say it would be the Chrono Fields, only because you're always going to take the Silent King because he's just so much better. You know, he benefits from everything in this detachment, and he's just a force multiplier.
Yeah. So into stratagems, we have 6 in this detachment, and 6 all very usable.
They're all 1 CP.
They are indeed, which is fantastic. So number 1, merciless recrimination. So in your shooting phase or fight phase, one Necron unit that has not been selected to shoot or fires. Until end of phase, each time model in that unit makes an attack, if the bearer is in range of an objective marker, +1 to wound. So our strength 18 Doomsday Arcs. If you're not winning your 2s, I am now.
Yeah.
But again, this one would go very nicely with destroyers.
Yes.
Just avoid more shots.
Yeah.
Strength 5. So you're going from Marines from 3s to 2s.
Well, let's say that you're going to be shooting at, let's say, a Tyranid X-Cream, right? They're T10 or T11. T10. T10? I say T10. So you're wounding them on 6s because double toughness.
Yeah.
Well, you got lethal hits.
Yep.
Now you're getting +1 to wound. So now you're winning them on 5s. Or you can then look at, say, a T9 model or less. So now you're winning them on 5s, down to 4s.
Yep.
Also having lethals. Like, it's massive.
Yep. Simple but effective. Just +1 wound. And doesn't matter who you are as long as you're just in range objective marker.
Yeah.
So your objective marker again, +1 hit, now +1 to wound as well. There's no limits there, so anything can do it in the army, which is fantastic. Next one, unyielding forms. So in your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase, just after the enemy unit has selected its targets, one Necron vehicle or mounted unit from your army that's been selected to attack, you can -1 to wound. So
again, if the strength is greater, let's say, well, because all the Tyranid, all the Necron vehicles, they're all relatively toughness, aren't they?
9 and 10s.
Yeah, 9s and 10s. So,
Yeah.
like, for instance, if you're shooting, like, again, with Tyranids, with, say, I got Tyrannofex. So I'm going to shoot at the Silent King. Okay, I now wound you on 4s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
As well as being -1 damage or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a really good strat.
Yeah. So again, that form goes into the King quite nicely. You put -1 damage on it. You then have this available as well, which means you can push the King out and quite be not be too much.
You could be quite.
It can still go down, but it's going to take a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you got the Spider there for Feel No Pain on 6s, 5 Feel No Pain for Mortals, and a Reanimator. And even if you're taking race for a Technomancer, Technomancer can heal the King as well.
Yeah.
Suddenly the King's going from like 12 wounds back up to 20s.
Yeah. So essentially, like, he's now as durable as a Catan.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
A lot of points have to go into it though.
Yeah.
He's already 420 on himself.
Yeah.
Then you're just going to spend CPs on him. You'll take the Spiders, Reanimators, but it does all add up.
But for a go turn, like, that's why you've set up that many points into one thing, which is a go turn, you know?
So talking of go turns, try shifting into gear. So in your movement phase, one Necron vehicles or mounted unit from your army that's selected to move. Add 6, do not roll with advanced threat, just add 6 to your movement.
Which is really good.
Yeah, so I think the Cane and barges or 10-inch moves.
Have you got access outside of strats and enhancements for advance and charge?
No.
No?
No.
But it's good still because
Advance and shoot.
Because you got assault.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good, so you can get right. Okay, I've got my my barge, for instance. With my normal move, I'm not. Oh, even with like a 3-inch advance, I'm still not going to get to the corner to be able to get line of sight on something. But then if I can guarantee my 6, I'm going to get line of sight and I'm going to be able to take out the thing I want to shoot at.
But obviously, Detachment, very vehicle heavy, very mounted heavy, which has its negatives.
It does.
Got to pivot around those corners, up and over all these big walls. If only they had something that could handle all that.
Oh, if only. Oh, wait.
Dimensional Tunnel. 1 CP in your movement phase. Select one Necron vehicle or multi-unit. You can move horizontally through terrain features.
So essentially, you set up a Silent King behind the L shape, like what Martin normally likes to do with his Tesseract Bolt, and he can just go 1 CP. The King is going to move through this piece of terrain, so he'll phase through.
So you could go 10 inches, or if you spend no CP, you could go 16 inches.
You can.
So unlike your normal corner and diagonal deployments, he's going from the home objective straight onto the centre.
Yeah.
And he's then going to shoot you in the face as well.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Very, very, very good.
Yeah. Amazing. So all good strats so far. So next one, again, 1 CP, Endless Servitude. So in your fight phase, one Necron unit from your army that is in range of objective marker you control, you can reanimate your protocols.
Yes.
So you've had
So it's an out of phase
Yeah.
So out their normal time to reanimate,
Yep.
they can just reanimate.
Oh yeah.
1 CP.
You've hurt the king. Let's reanimate him. Cool. Command phase. Let's reanimate him another fucking 3D 3 tons.
Yeah. Because how would that work then, for instance, with your destroyers? So let's say you've lost 3 destroyers from that unit.
So reanimate D3 runes, and then you add the runes back on. So if it's a destroyer on 1 wound,
Yep.
he regains 2 of them, and then another
And then
model
you bring
comes
a
back
new
on
guy
1
back.
wound.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So that one as well will coincide very nicely with resurrection orbs. So destroyer lords with destroyers, end at any phase, once per game, reanimate D6 wounds back with your orb.
So now, essentially, you're getting D6 plus D3.
D3. Yeah.
It's very, very good. And how many wounds have destroyers got?
3 each. And then,
Potentially, it could be 3 destroyed destroyers back.
and then they fall back and still shoot you.
Yes.
If anybody's want. Seeing how this is going? And the last one is reactive reposition. So your opponent's shooting phase, just as any unit has shot, 1 neck 1 unit from your army that was the target of the attacks. That unit can now make a normal move of D6 or 6 inches if it's a mounted or vehicle unit.
So like we said, bringing the Silent King out into the open. Okay, you're targeting him. Not only am I going to... He's now -1 damage, but he's also going to be 6 inches further away.
Yeah.
You know, you could essentially like move him to a point where now the range weapons that you've got positioned for him are no longer going to be in line of sight.
Yeah. And I think for this one, how I've already seen it being used is I could stick out quite a good asset, not reach the objective potentially, just be a bit more in the open somewhere, get my targets off, and then risk being shot back once. That unit can then move out of line of sight or onto the objective. And it's like, cool. If I do that, you get in the objective, I can't shoot you anymore.
Yeah.
You're then going to reanimate. So it's then, do I even bother shooting that very expensive unit?
Yeah.
So, love that, because that's putting pressure on your opponent to make those difficult decisions.
Yes.
So that's all 6 strats, and all 6 strats are very, very usable.
They are very usable. Very usable.
So straight away, a very CP hungry detachment.
Yes. So when it comes to, for instance, wanting to get CP, I think it's only really Imotech, isn't it?
Yeah, Imotech for me has to go in.
And can you take Imotech and Silent
Yes.
King in the same detachment?
Yes.
Which the Law Bunny behind me fucking hates that because they hate each other. But
So for me, I take Imotech and just sit him on my home objective by myself. That's all he does.
Yeah.
Just stays there.
because
Don't need to take him with anyone.
he's quite a durable character anyway. He's got what, 6 wounds, 4 up invul, 2 up armor.
Yeah, you still need someone dedicated to you.
You know, so you need to put something pretty dedicated into him to take him out.
Yeah.
He's no slouch.
Yeah.
So
And he still has this Call the Storm ability, which I love.
yes, yeah, it's quite cool.
So straight first detachment,
So out of 5, Martin, what are you rating that one?
4.
A 4.
Yeah. So
Why not a 5?
I've been playing around with the list already, and while this list will kill shit, it's going to struggle with primary, I think, a little bit.
Why do you think that is? Because you're having to take certain units to benefit from the detachment ability and
everything's-
sacrificing on primary?
Because all the stuff you want to take to kill
It's all
shit,
quite
it's all
expensive.
very expensive. Doomsday Ark's 190, Straw Destroyers is like 200,
Silent
the
King
King's
is
400, then you add in the Spider, Reanimator, who are both like 80 odd points each.
Yeah.
You still got to put in your little scoring units for your secondaries, like you need frayed ones in here. You probably want some Ophidian Destroyers even in this. As they have the come off the table, come back on the next turn, because you need the scoring units getting around the table still. Because while it's all good being able to advance and shoot, you can't advance an action anymore these days.
No.
No.
It's very rare that you can now.
No. This does also mean the end of seeing vaults and monoliths,
Yep.
because they do not benefit in here wholly. Plus, again, points race. But what you will see is a 110 point model called Triox Stalker, which has not seen table edition. But in this edition, so they have a 10-inch move, I believe it is.
Yep.
Their abilities are they scout 8 inches, and they can take a 18-inch range melter gun with melter 4. Again, they're a vehicle, so you can advance, still shoot, plus 1 hit if you're on objective. So they're hitting you on 2s, strength 9, melter, all that lovely stuff. And then after they've shot something, it can then strips cover from that unit.
So essentially, like with Tyranids, they are a pirate ball.
Yep.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so, yeah, like I said, Scouts 8, 10-inch move. Quite good in combat, surprisingly as well. I think it's only 4 attacks. They hit on 3s, now hit on 2s, because they'll be on objective. Yeah. Strength 7, -1, 3 damage.
It's pretty good.
But again, they have a 4-up involve as well, like 10 or 11 wounds. So it's still no pushover. And it's there for your early game, just...
So what are the forge rolled options that you could possibly use?
I don't know.
You don't know?
In honesty.
Because I know they've still got the big walker thing that they've got.
He's still about, yeah.
So I don't actually know what he does.
Like, I think he's in Bill Trouble, though.
Right, see.
The heavy construct thing, it's called.
Do you reckon possibly any of the croissants would be viable in this list?
I did think out to Doomsday Arcs? No, not Arcs. What are they called?
The one with the big Doomsday Ray?
Yeah. Doomslice.
Doomslice, one.
So I got 3 of them. But again, they're expensive.
Yeah. 200
points.
Yeah.
So, and they suffer from the aircraft rule of 10th edition, so you're not getting them turn 1. You can't put them in a hover mode or anything like that.
Can you not?
No. So it's turn 2 onwards. They will hit on 2s with their guns, and obviously whatever it hits, it will fucking annihilate. Unless you go in and involve save, but lots of heavy points.
I mean, one might be a good shout though.
I did think about it.
Because you've got the strat, so if they are going to target you, you can go, right, okay, I'm now going to move it 6 inches out of range.
I don't believe they have an involve save. That's the only trouble.
Or do they not?
3-up save, no involve. Whereas a Doomsday Arc has 4-up involve.
Yeah. Okay. So the sort of list that you reckon that you would run, a rough estimate of the list.
I haven't played it yet. I am debating because I need to get track on for Beachhead this month. But I'm thinking Psyking, auto, couple of hex marks for enhancement abilities and just being annoying little shits. Because everyone loves a hex mark. And I think that was it for characters. No Catans, surprisingly, for me, which is...
Well, it does have his boner.
A dagger in my heart.
It does have a boner for Catans.
Yeah. But then, other units, you've got a Reanimator, Spider.
Yeah.
Big Bob with 6 destroys, the Lucas Lord.
Yes.
That's him. But only 1 unit.
I think you only need 1.
Yeah.
Fair. How many of the big Tombstalker things? The big spiders. How many do you reckon of them?
2, I think.
2.
It's only 110 points.
Yeah.
So good points, and it's that early game pressure.
Yes. Especially if you get something like Cleanse. Actually, no, because you scout before, don't you?
Yeah, but you're still up there ready.
But you're still up there and ready to jump on them, you know.
I am playing 2 units of frayed ones for infiltrate.
Ooh.
Just so get on these objectives straight away early. Because if you're on them, your opponent has to come onto them, to take them off you.
Yeah. Move
on to objectives. Hello.
Because the other thing as well is like if you go first, you're like, right, okay, they're literally there to essentially stop your opponent from getting on the objectives with their infiltrate.
Yeah.
So then what you could do then, you can just go, right, okay, my turn 1, I'm going to move them off objectives, move them to the sides and get ready for things like containment, sabotage, area, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
Because you don't want your Tri-Stalkers doing actions, because they need to shoot to strip the cover.
Yes.
So benefit, I'm thinking 2 Stalkers, 2 lots of frayed ones, so the frayed ones have the areas ready for the Stalkers to be able to actually scout up.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be fucking scout blocked by someone infiltrating.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking anyway. But overall, very strong detachment.
Yes.
Lots of people playing Necrons, so there was going to be some very, very strong list out there. Hypercrypt now, only be able to pick up 2 units, no 3-inch anymore. It's definitely weakened it. there's still a lot of playability in it, just for the mobility.
Yeah.
And again, this detachment, very CPU hungry.
Yes, it is.
Lots of toys.
So image is probably going to be a must.
Yeah. And I think this detachment, quite a lot of people will maybe get overrun with it too much. So thinking, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. And then not doing anything.
Yeah, they're going to be able to kill a lot of stuff, but they're not going to be able to get a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, there's a lot of stratagems, lots of units. You're not going to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
It looks all nice. It's like, cool, we can do all this. But when it comes to the table, I think you just have to be very pick and choose with what you do each turn and where you put your CP, your abilities. Like the fallback shoot and stuff is only one unit. The -1 damage is only one unit. So you got to be very careful what you pick in.
Yes.
But yeah, that's my thoughts.
As a person that doesn't play Necrons, it generally sounds terrifying.
Yep.
Like, until I can see it on the table and probably play 1 or 2 games, I don't really think I'll have much of a game plan as of yet.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
I also think a unit of 6 wraiths back into this unit with Technomancer isn't quite an auto-crude. Stick six wraiths on the objective with Technomancer hidden. Wraiths are still very tough to shift. They have gone down.
Are they mounted?
No.
They're not.
They're not benefiting from none of our vehicle stuff. But it's still the toughness 6, 4 wounds each, 5 feel no pain, and it's just that tar pit unit to slow you down. You see 2 each as well, so it will hold a primary.
Yeah.
And if your opponent is trying to erase, they're not going to -1 to wound.
Oh, that's quite good. So the Endless Servitude, you can use that on a squad of wraiths.
Yep.
That's
so you can reanimate wraiths, and then the Technomancer can also heal a model for D3 as well.
Yeah.
So he can heal a wraiths, or he can heal someone else nearby, which is good.
So what's wording on the Technomancer that's
Pick one Necron model within range of him. That model regains D3 wounds.
Because the effect says on the stratagem, your unit's reanimation protocols is active. So does that mean when you use that strat, does the Technomancer then also get to do his thing?
No, because his is in the movement phase. Just select one model, and that regains D3 wounds.
Right, so it doesn't say that, like during the reanimation protocol.
No. Okay. No. And interesting enough, if I remember from my race, the Technomancer can't bring back a model. You can only heal.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I used to get annoyed if my reanimation healed a wraith exactly bang on instead of getting that 1 extra to bring a model back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like with Tyranids where it's just bring a model back.
No, the reanimation rolls over and stuff. Yeah. The Technomancer is just a tech marine, really. Heal a model.
Right, so got you.
But yeah, I think that on the objective, holding it, would be needed along with all the firepower.
Yeah.
Plus, in this detachment, there's not much a melee threat apart from if you've got the king.
Yeah, it is literally just the king, and depending on the sort of army that you're playing against, whether it be like a low armor save army, like the big walker things, might be quite a good combat asset.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I personally think it's one of the best attachments that came out of Grommas.
Yes.
Easy.
Yes.
I don't know if it would be up there at number 1.
And tell you what is number 1 in the last couple of weeks.
Go for it.
Custodes.
Really?
No, not Custodes. Demons.
Oh, yeah, the Slanesh detachment.
Yes.
Really
that's number 1. Custodes was 2. And the solo 1. And then it's Necron's 3rd.
Right.
But I saw the numbers, and so the number of games played, the demons and custodes was like in your hundreds. Necron 975.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I generally think this is like a very, very good detachment. If you'll come up against Necrons, to be honest, it's probably just going to be this detachment that's going to be run.
We'll see.
I think it's their best detachment by far. And yeah, I think this will be. Let's say if there was 20 Necron players at a tournament, I would probably guarantee at least 15 of them are going to be playing this detachment.
Oh yeah, it will, yeah.
At least 15. So,
If I'm one,
I
I don't know, yeah. Got some playtesting to do. Might even be going back to Canoptic Court.
Oh.
Possibly. Or back to his fucking 4 or 5 Catans. now Guard's fucked off. Fucking on being on Catans again.
No, the Guard detachment looks pretty fucking good.
It's fine.
Pretty good. Anyway.
But that is my thoughts.
Yes.
Those thoughts. And that's coming from the top 10 UK Necron player.
I think actually I lost out on my top 10 NID UK this year. I think I ended up like 11th.
Not good enough, yeah.
It's not, is it?
At least you win by fucking playing a simulation swarm. Right, that's it. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheers and go on.
Cheers and go on.